Now let's begin by taking a journey back in time and see the location of the 5 huge cities that were located around the Dead Sea. These were destroyed about 4,000 years ago by God due to their extreme wickedness. The 2 main cities are well known, which are Sodom and Gomorrah. The other 3 cities, called Admah, Zeboim, and Zor, are mentioned in the Bible but less familiar. The location of these 5 cities is debatable, but here are where they seem to have been located. Zeboim and Admah were located in the northern area of the Dead Sea, and Sodom, Gomorrah, and Zor were located in the southern region of the Dead Sea. Now it appears the area around the Dead Sea was lush and well watered before God destroyed the area with fire and brimstone, which is sulfur. In Genesis 13:10 it says, Lot raised his eyes and saw all the vicinity of the Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt going toward Zor. So like the garden of the Lord refers to the Garden of Eden. So this area was once like the Garden of Eden, lush and well watered. Now it appears that after God destroyed the area, it changed to the state it is today, a dry, barren desert. Deuteronomy 29:23 says, all its land is brimstone and salt, burned debris, unsown and unproductive, and no grass grows on it, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. Now, according to Bible prophecy, this area of the Dead Sea will be changed in the future and return to the way it was before God changed it 4,000 years ago. And we'll talk about this amazing event later on in the video. Now, this Dead Sea area was a densely populated area during the time of Abraham before God destroyed the area. In Genesis 14:1-3, it talks about 5 kings that were here and how these kings were prosperous and powerful. So this area was very highly populated. Now, of all these cities around the Dead Sea, the one that is the most interesting and intriguing is Gomorrah, which is located at the base of Masada. It has many interesting shapes that are unexplainable. There is what appears to be a Sphynx and a pyramid here as well. Well, here we are in, once again, what we believe is the ancient town or city of Gomorrah. And there are just some interesting figures here that just seem out of the ordinary. This right here has all of the appearances of being a Sphynx. It's just really, it stands out so clearly. It's just amazing. Behind us is a pyramid. So I'm just going to walk up here, just give you a little bit of perspective of what this is. It's just amazing. It's just like it's carved. It's up here on this platform. This thing is big in size. I'm just going to walk up it just a little bit. I don't want to hurt it in any way, but it's solid. It's incredible. It's really big. It doesn't look that big from a distance, but it is really big. And like I say, it's just shaped like a Sphynx. Interesting shape, among other shapes out here that are just really, really interesting. So this lay of the land here, once again, is just really bizarre. It's the best way I can describe it. The color of the textures, the shapes, it's just really, really interesting. And once again, we know that there were 5 main huge cities in this area. And Scripture says that the place was watered like a garden of the Lord. Well, then here we are now in front of what appears to be a pyramid. It has the shape of a pyramid. So just once again, interesting objects that are here. Just have these interesting shapes. Very, very interesting. And this stuff is just like baby powder. Unbelievable how it just crumbles. I'm going to pick up a piece here that's already fallen down and bring it up close to you so you can see just what it looks like. Of course, we'll get some other up-close shots as well. But man, it's just amazing how this is powder. So I'm going to get it up here. I'm just going to squeeze it in. Look at it. It's just powder. Really, really interesting. Oh, it's just amazing just to be here and just to think about all this and just see all of this. And there's about 5 areas around this Dead Sea that have the same texture. There's farther south, which is Sodom. There is up north of the Dead Sea. There's a couple places that has this same white texture. And what they have found, once again, that is amazing are these sulfur balls in these areas that are found no other place in the world and no other place in between these white areas. Really, really intriguing. Now, what's so interesting and unique about these areas with these kinds of formations and texture that are believed to be the ancient cities around the Dead Sea is what can be found in them. Now, these formations are really unique, as we've talked about. You can overlook them and you can see them here. In a moment, we're going to be driving down to what appears to be a Sphynx and a pyramid. So we're going to be going down there, giving you a moment to actually get out in there and see if you can find some sulfur balls. The sulfur balls, the average size is going to be like a golf ball. I've seen videos of larger ones, like the size of a baseball. I've seen videos with golf balls. The one we found was a little bit smaller than a golf ball. So they are light pumicey. Once again, they're about 95% pure in sulfur. You can take a match to them and just burn them. They'll just burn right on the spot. Absolutely unbelievable. Well, here we are hiking around what we believe is ancient Gomorrah, and we've talked about these sulfur balls that are unique to this area. I just found one. I was walking along here and I found it. It's kind of whitish, it's kind of green. Wow, I've been wanting to find one of these for a long time. I was just praying, God, could you help me find a sulfur ball? And he did. So once again, these sulfur balls, we'll test it. You light them and they'll just burn with fire. We'll do that later. I don't have any matches on me. But wow, so that's what's unique about this, is that it's only in these areas, these 5 cities that are unique, that look like this, that you find these sulfur balls. And you light them and they just burn blue. So unbelievable. I'm so excited to find this. I'm going to look for some more. There are a lot of sulfur balls in this area that we have talked about. Most sulfur around the world is about 40 to 45% pure. The sulfur found in these formations are around 90 to 95% pure. This sulfur is unique and different from all other sulfur around the world. You can light a match right to it. There is also a lot of ash in this area, which fits the biblical description, because it says in 2 Peter 2:6, and if he condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah to destruction by reducing them to ashes, having made them an example to those who would live ungodly lives thereafter. So part of the destruction was to be an example. So they were reduced to ash. Now some have claimed to have found some ruins that they think are Sodom and Gomorrah. God bless them, I don't know, but what the text says here is that God reduced them to ashes. Therefore, we should not expect to find any ruins, because he reduced them to ashes. The material of these city formations is calcium sulfate, which is what limestone and sulfur become when heated. Now, the choice building material in Israel is limestone, so these cities would fit the scientific evidence as well. So when they're destroyed, when you get a mixture of them together, you get this calcium sulfate. There is also a lot of charcoal found in these city formations. You find a lot of ash in these city formations. And there is no geothermal or volcanic activity in the area that would produce what we find in these city formations. Now, these sulfur balls are not found anywhere between these cities. So because the Dead Sea Basin used to be like the Garden of Eden, it was an extremely desirable climate that was great for agriculture and life in general. It was therefore a very populated area, as we have mentioned. Now, the thought of God raining down fire and brimstone upon the cities and people in this area is staggering and can give a person chills up and down their spine to just think about it. This fire and brimstone were so hot and intense, they destroyed everything in its wake and reduced everything to ash. And again, this is exactly what we see in these 5 city areas and in this Dead Sea Basin.